What's going on, everybody? Give me a thumbs up if the mic sounds good and you can hear me. I'm about to go live on YouTube as well. And I'm only going to be here for about 30, 40 minutes. I got to meet up with somebody, but give me a thumbs up on YouTube. Sometimes the mic. What's up, Facebook? What's going on, YouTube? I'm here to talk about a few things, the election, what the results are, and also just something that I'm much more passionate about that I'm going to speak about for like 5-10 minutes, and then I'll probably take off. Just going to wait like a minute or so for everyone to get in. Let's see. Kiki, Serenity, what's going on? What's up, Jay? Who we got on Facebook? Danielle, what's cracking? What's up, Mike? How you doing? Gabriel, thanks for the thumbs up, guys. What's up, Brett? Someone said God's Army. What's going on? What's up, Edge Blue? All right, we got over 1,000 people on Facebook, a couple hundred on YouTube. I'm gonna just tell y'all real quick. It's been a crazy couple weeks. I've been busy because we've been doing a lot of in-person lockdown protests as well. I was at 2. I spoke. If you're on Facebook, I don't post everything on Facebook now because they kind of screwed me. So go to my YouTube channel. But I had a speech earlier at the Stop the Steal protest on Saturday. Yeah, I'm losing track of days. Saturday. And then I did a few songs and did something at night as well. So we've been doing a lot locally and, statewide, trying to end the lockdowns. And also, I'll talk about it at the end. I'll wait. But I really have a message for the whole Republican Party, for Trump, for Ted Cruz, for Ron DeSantis, Jim Jordan, millions upon tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of Trump supporters. Really doesn't matter. It's valid. And I'll maybe say a little bit before I get into the election. But I'm at the point now, and I've really, if you want to be honest, I've been at the point since April where I've watched all the excuses under the sun happen about why our country was locked down. I was concerned in March and April and May, and people told me, just wait. It's the lockdown. Barr's going to do it. He's going to do it. Trump's going to do this. Operation Warp Speed is this. It's that. It's this. I've heard every excuse under the sun, but I'm here to tell people, as I have been, I'm not backing down. 100% full open, 100% end to the mask mandate, 100% end to the tyranny. Everything that they're doing this year is crushing millions of small businesses. They're destroying generational wealth. They're funneling a lot of it to the tech companies and to the pharmacy companies as businesses and physical family-owned businesses lose everything. So I don't have another day to wait. I don't have another week to wait. And I want to say this before I get into the election results, because I know people want to hear that. It's a 50-state operation. I understand California's worse. Maybe New York is worse, and Massachusetts and certain blue states, but I'm getting messages from workers in South Dakota. I'm getting messages from workers in Texas. I'm getting messages from workers in Florida. And they're telling me, Anomaly, if I don't not wear my mask, I lose my job. So my message to the GOP, to Governor Abbott, to Trump, to even Governor Noem, although I think she's doing the best job out of everybody, when are you going to free the people of the United States? When are you going to stop making excuses? When is everybody going to stop saying, well, it's just your state? Or this is BS. This whole year is bullshit. And this is the Overton window that we have to deal with. Last year, socialism sucks and capitalism's great. This year, communism's okay because Trump was involved in it in a few months. And since he backed off, now we have like 50% capacity or 75%. And even if you live in South Dakota, you can be held captive like a prisoner for multinational corporations. That's okay, though, Anomaly, because, we're just going to wait to see how. No, this is freaking bullshit. And this is why the Republican Party, including Trump, gets away with whatever they want, because there's cowards in the GOP. There's cowards in the conservative movement. There's cowards among these influencers that are all about popularity. Ooh, I'll give you what you want to hear. And, you'll follow me because there's a super secret Durham plan at the end of the day. It's such bullshit. And I'm not waiting because there's millions of people that are being held captive. And I will say this. Yesterday, I saw a bunch of conservative influencers that I love retweet pictures of Trump with the military saying, look how cool this picture is. It was Trump, and standing on two sides of him are military members forced to wear a mask. They have to wear a mask. Is that cool? That's cool to you? The president of the United States standing with somebody wearing a muzzle? That's cool? That's what you think is cool? Enough of the bullshit, folks, okay? You'll get 5,000 retweets. Everyone will tell you what a patriot you are. In my opinion, if you're okay with our military being muzzled, being forced to wear muzzles, eventually we'll be forced to get the mRNA vaccine. Before Trump and Big Pharma, by the way, Trump says, I'll rush them at warp speed. Not for me, though. He said it in a tweet yesterday, you guys can get them first. I'll wait. The White House will wait. That's what the Pfizer executive says. They're such nice people. They say, no, we'll rush it. We'll get them out to the public. First the frontline workers, then we're going to force your military workers, then we're going to force your grandma to get it. But It's okay because I said it's not going to be. No, this is bullshit, folks. So I don't have another second for any of these cowards, any of these liars, any of these, in my opinion, at a certain point, and I'll get into it later, at a certain point, traitors, if you're willing to betray 100 million people in your country, people across all 50 states being forced to wear a mask or else they're going to get fired when they can't breathe, they don't feel good in it, they're looking for somebody to help, Trump, Abbott, Cruz, anybody. Is there a single leader in the GOP? No, all you get is Operation Warp Speed, $1 trillion bailout bills, and just this constant story on social media of just wait for the secret thing that's going to happen. Well, if it's a secret thing that includes sacrificing millions of American citizens for a report that never even came, I'm starting to question it. I've been questioning it, but I don't have another second to wait. So I'm setting up in this regards too, and I want to get to the election story before I go in full on that. I've been going back and forth with a lot of posts that have been pushing the trust the plan, anomaly, Operation Warp Speed is a super secret military operation. It's not. It's a CDC collaboration with the Department of Defense, like the government and pharmacy always. This is not new. It's only in your own head. It's like, this is so new. It's like the military and pharma is an operation to save my life. It's like, no, they've been collaborating with 10 or 20, 30, 40 years since, probably since the beginning of the CDC, but also once Reagan passed the Indemnification Act, where government is now liable instead of the vaccine manufacturers, look into that full legislature to really understand it. It's been a collaboration. So this is not new. They're doing what they've always done, just on a bigger scale. And instead of people fighting against it, they're just trying to quell me. They're trying to quell the movement of real patriots who are actually trying to do something about it and brainwash a bunch of patriots, including people that I've loved and met that I'm getting upset with on Twitter. I apologize for cursing at them, but brainwashing them into thinking it's okay to watch their farmers and workers have to wear a mask, just struggling, saying, help me, somebody, Trump, Cruz, somebody save me, somebody do something. Is there a single leader in the GOP? So I'll have a debate. I think, someone follows me. I don't really know much about him because I really hadn't heard of him until like a couple of weeks ago, but Vincent Kennedy, he said he would do a debate or a discussion, so I'm looking forward to that. He responds to me too a lot. I'm not looking to have a text debate. I'm not looking to have a back and forth keyboard. It's just cyclical. I want to have a video or audio. Audio is fine if he doesn't want to show his face. I'm not sure who he is, but an audio debate, a back and forth about what Operation Warp Speed is, about Trust Barr, about Trust Durham, about Trust Sessions, about everything that's been kicking the can down the road, about President Trump's role in it, and about our fundamental differences of what patriots need to do right now. Because when I say a call to action to do something, they say, no, call to action, stop. Anomaly, you don't understand because I worship a post that told me to wait for things that are going to happen. We'll get into it later. So that's what it is. So we'll do a debate or a conversation for those wondering about that this week if he's down. Audio or video, though. I'm not going back and forth on Twitter all the time. And much respect to him for accepting it. A lot of people wouldn't. A lot of people don't want to have that conversation. So I appreciate it because my ideas and what I'm saying, I've been tested all year, since March, since April, since May, since June. You can go back to my April, May, June, July, August reporting. Everything I've said about coronavirus still stands true this day. You could share it. I would love to see their predictions and their just wait for the thing that's going to happen, that Trump's going to win in a landslide election. I would love to see how that aged, but we're going to put our ideas to the test, and that's what it is, and that's how the American people win. But before I get fully into that, I know that's what I'm passionate about, so I jumped into it. The election, a lot of people want to know what's going on. So today, you're going to see two things. You're going to see electors that, like Trump, are trying to challenge the system, and they are trying to just go rogue, I guess, and go for Trump, saying we've seen enough fraud. We're going to cast our vote for Trump. And then you're going to see Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and the Democrats say, no, Joe Biden won. So he's probably going to do a celebratory announcement. They're already talking about it later today and say he won. So, there's multiple paths to victory still for Trump. Although the more the days go on, the more room you run out of. I don't know what happens when the electors go rogue and when they don't accept it. It's going to be a shit show. Excuse my language. I've never seen this happen. I don't think it's ever happened. So, they're challenging it. They're not accepting it. It's going to get weird. And also, in January, this is when it takes the next step. So they're just going to keep kicking this can down the road. Both sides are not going to accept it. We'll see what happens. It's very interesting. And I know a lot of people have been talking to me about the executive order, which is very real. I think it was 2018, but correct me if I'm wrong. there was a foreign interference in an election executive order. And if you read the executive order, it seems if Trump can prove that there's foreign interference, that they have some sort of way to do something about it. But here's the difference between me and everybody else. There's a million things that Trump can do. There's a million things that, Republicans can do. There's a million things that McCarthy can do and Paul Ryan could have done and Governor Abbott could do. There's a million things they can do, but the problem that we're starting to notice is they never do them. So it's like, this is where I have my fundamental disagreements with people. It's like, yes, Trump technically has an executive order that he could use, and I hope he does. I hope if there's foreign interference, he should use the executive order he passed. But people just assume it's going to happen because it's there. It's like they could have done something about tech censorship. They never did it. They didn't care. I don't know what to tell you, but it's like when a bunch of Trump supporters were getting banned in 2017, 2018, 2019, the GOP didn't care. The Q people who get upset with me, you guys love Trump and Bill Barr more than anybody. And how do they thank you? The second you get retweeted by Trump, you get banned off of Twitter. And then the GOP condemns you. They say, we don't like these people. So it's like they could have done something about that, but they choose to just keep sacrificing our accounts. And, we lose, and they didn't care until it was like the GOP official website. They got banned, I think, or they got censored like maybe a month before the election. And then all of a sudden they're up in arms and they're really ready to repeal it now. So it's like, yeah, it hits a little bit harder home when the GOP themselves get censored instead of all of us. They start with Alex Jones. They go here. They Proud Boys, Q, this, that. They brand people. They take down the brand. They brand the Proud Boys. They take down the Proud Boys. They brand Q. They take down Q. They brand, it's this game of just constant destroying everybody that they put into a box. So the point I'm getting to is, yes, there are still paths for Trump, especially that executive order or the electorate's trying to do a challenge. But the question is, will they actually do anything? Because this can has been kicked down the road for months, and actions matter more than words. On that note, I'm just going to play devil's advocate real quick and move on. With the Electoral College, obviously this election was totally ridiculous. The mass mail-in ballots, Dominion voting. I wish they would have done something before, earlier. I wish this wouldn't have lasted. They just figured it out after the election or something. Like nobody knew about the Dominion machines before. It kind of sucks that it took them that long. But what I'm saying is, our election is already a very shady process. You have Mitt Romney, you have Obama. It's the same thing. You have Al Gore and you have George Bush. I mean, I'm pretty sure they would have started the same war. So it's already been kind of a sham. And just like a lot of things this year, COVID-19 was really the death blow to, the financial system one way or another. It's like they're using this as a huge Trojan horse, as I've said, to just do so many things behind it. $1 trillion bills, this, that, take away this, take away that. We're all focused on COVID and they're taking everything away. In my opinion, this is probably, whether Trump wins or loses, the death blow to the elections. I mean, you have an already kind of fishy system that's, kind of sneaky anyway, and you already have millions of people who want to change the popular vote. And I'm just thinking in my head right now, this is something no one will say, but I thought about it earlier. If Trump is challenging with electorates like he is, I think in Georgia, Pennsylvania, Nevada, you have the electorates kind of going rogue. This is more fuel, in my opinion, to have the Democrats say, and somewhere down the road, how can we trust the system where if a Republican wins in 2024, now they could go rogue? You get what I'm saying? So I feel like this is going to be the death to the Electoral College, whether Trump wins or loses, because of how both sides are handling it. That's why, what would be great is if they would have thought about this like 7 months ago instead of waiting till now. But now where we're at, it's like, you better hope Trump wins, because if he loses, I feel like this is the end of like any sort of real election, because they can easily now have leverage to switch over to popular vote because of how he just decided to challenge the system. So it's wild. But at the end of the day, like this whole year is crazy. So I wouldn't be surprised. What I'm really, really passionate about, and people are like confused by it, and I do apologize on Twitter. This is why I like to do audio format. Texting, people say things they don't normally mean, and it's just easier to fire off tweets. So when it's audio, especially a debate, hopefully Vincent Kennedy joins me later this week, and that would be great, is my message gets skewed, or we just have the same conversations on loop on Twitter where it's like, I've heard it in March. It's nothing new to me. That's why I'm getting annoyed. I feel like it's like an NPC talking to me when people are like, no, what about this? We talked about it already. But in general, I want 100% open of the country. When you look at what happened this year in March, they passed the CARES Act. They did the emergency, declaration of an emergency. They did this. They had a bipartisan shutdown. You had Trump siding with Fauci and extending the lockdowns past April, fighting with Governor Kemp when Governor Kemp opened. Now you have basically communism and communism light. You have Democrats going full-blown communism. We'll shut off your power. We'll shut off your water. We'll fine you to the billions. We'll do this. We'll do that. And you have Republicans, in my opinion, being socialist or communist light. When the big fight in the Republican Party and among the influencers is Nancy Pelosi won't let us pass the stimulus bill. Trump wants to pass it. Mitch McConnell doesn't want to pass it. Now you have the left and right trying to take over. Who's the bigger socialist? Who's passing the multi-trillion-dollar, spending bills of handing people money while we shut down their business? You bankrupted millions of businesses. You bankrupted millions of family businesses. And now you're just giving them a check. That's communism. So it's a two-party system. It's a two-party communism. It's been that way all year. And this is what the left does so well, which is why I have a message for anybody. I don't care if you like Q. I don't care if you like Trump. I don't care if you hate Trump. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're a libertarian. I'm not budging. This is the problem with the Republican Party, even under the Trump movement. When the left flies left, the right crawls left. And we're done making excuses for it here, folks. That's been happening for 20, 30 years. And people think it's just me or something. It's like, I meet people in person that say, anomaly, I felt this way since 1970. I felt this way since 1980. I felt this way since 1990. I didn't invent this theory. Everybody that's honest knows it, especially the older folk. It's like, you're the first person I've ever found online that actually says this shit. We've thought this for years because the left wing flies left and the right wing crawls left. So that's what happened this year. But everybody's making excuses for it for two reasons. One, they love Trump. Two, they follow Q, and Q tells them, just wait, and it's all going to be magically done for you. I mean, ignore. And this is the part that's really tripping me out, why I'm giving more pushback. I never really cared last year, 2 years. We had debates. Thank you, Mary. We had conversations, but it's like, whatever. You want to believe that? I get it. I actually agree with a lot of what you're saying. I just don't agree with some things. It's not a big deal. Okay, we can agree on human trafficking. We can disagree on wait for Durham because that was always fake, or Barr's going to save you. Oh yeah, Bill Barr. Let me worship Barr like Jesus Christ. No, when I get to my knees and pray, I pray for Jesus Christ. Okay, I don't trust Barr. I never trusted Durham. I never trust. I trust Jesus Christ. I trust God. I don't trust government agents because a secret message board told me. So I never liked it. But this year it's starting to get really weird, because now people are ignoring what's happening. So I think I could speak for everybody, whether you love Trump or hate Trump. Nobody thought this year was going to go this way. Let's just be honest. I like Trump. I didn't expect this year to be this terrible. A lot of people who hate Trump, even the biggest Trump haters on the right wing, no one expected this year to be so communist. Even his biggest enemies on the right, no one saw this coming besides the ones who orchestrated it. So let's just be honest about it. This was not the dream ending that you had in mind. This was not the dream ending that I had in mind. Nobody thought this was going to happen. And I mean, we knew about certain bad stuff that could possibly happen, but this year kind of was crazy. It was not the ending that I thought was going to happen, 2 or 3 years ago. So now let's go to March and April and May. What's really starting to tick me off, and someone said I'm losing it. I'm not losing it. I'm just a passionate man. This is what a man looks like. This is not a boy waiting for a secret, super secret government agent to save me. This is what men are supposed to do. Stand up for your country, stand up for your city, stand up for your state, stand up for the military that's being forced to wear a muzzle when they stand next to President Trump. Stand up for the workers in South Dakota, Texas, Florida, and California who are being forced and basically held captive with a mask mandate, or else they're going to lose their job. This is what strength looks like. This is what passion looks like. This is what putting your feet in the sand and not budging an inch looks like. You just blowing with the wind just because you like Trump or Q or you like the Republican Party. That's what we're not doing here. So there's no I'm not losing it. You're losing it. I like communism now because it's Trump. Operation Warp Speed isn't what I thought. That's losing it. This is real, man. Okay? That's what this is. So in general, you see what's happening. The Overton window flies left, and everybody's just always cool with it. So this year, it didn't just fly left. Operation Warp Speeded left. So far left that Stalin would be like blown away. Stalin could look at what Trump did and what the Democrats did in bipartisan fashion, be like, even I don't know if I could get away with something like that. I mean, this was full-blown communist medical takeover of the country, bipartisan, for months. You could say they fought against it, this and that. Not really. I mean, I know you guys want to make up theories in your head to make you feel good about it because you're not a real man and you don't want to fight for your country. You want to make excuses for the tens of millions of people who are suffering right now. I don't. I know that they're suffering in Texas. I know that they're being psychologically abused, even in South Dakota and California and blue states and red states. This is either you have communism or socialism light. I don't want socialism at all. When I say socialism sucks, I mean it. When you say it, it's just a bumper sticker to make money. That's the difference. Real man talk here. So in general, I'm not cool with what's going on. So when you have a medical takeover of the country, you don't fight it by funding it. That's failed Republican logic. That's why the Republican Party is where it is. They say, in order to fight the left, we need to be the left. If they're gay, we're going to be gayer. If they want to do vaccines, we're going to do more vaccines. If they want to be communist, we're going to do communism even better. We'll do it slightly less. No, that's how you lose. So I say it to the point of like, people say to me, Anomaly, he's not making the vaccine mandatory. Think Karl Malone, dunks the ball, John Stockton, good passer. Trump with Operation Warp Speed, he's funding Moderna. He's buying Pfizer doses in July and August. He's giving Big Pharma everything that they could ever want and more than any president's ever done. He's assisting them. So when Big Pharma dunks it in your head and when California makes you do it or the military makes you do it or possibly your healthcare worker makes you do it or the hospitals start doing contact tracing and this and that with the tests that Trump signed off on, with the ventilators that Trump proudly produced in a communist fashion, he went to certain companies and said, you have to make ventilators, force them to. Full-blown communists got the ventilator, sent it to him. So when he did all that and you say it's not him, he's John Stockton. He's throwing the ball up, they're dunking it in your face, and you're trying to act like he has no part in it. I'm not the liar here. Real man talk, real truth talk, not little boy talk, not little trust for Durham's going to save my life. Anomaly's losing it because I trust Bill Barr. You're losing it. That's why I'm here to tell people, wake people up. It's like, what part of this is normal? And certain people, literally, I've been saying the same thing for months now. I had a debate. I just looked at with Nuance, bro, in May 1st or May 2nd. I said 100% open. Back then, that was crazy. Oh my God, don't say that. I've been this way for 6 months. Open the country now. The GOP has no plan to open the country. Trump has no plan to open the country. Ted Cruz has no plan to open the country. Q has no plan. His plan is telling people to just do nothing about it. In the pinnacle of your country being taken over, just assume that there's some sort of super secret government plot in all these agencies that literally hate you. They name you a terrorist organization. The FBI, I think they said that Q is a terrorist threat. I find the Q people very annoying. Do I think they're terrorists? No, I think they're people who believe too much of what they read on the internet and mix real conspiracies with fake conspiracies and just get mind boggled because they don't know what to believe anymore. But are you a terrorist? No, but the same trust the government agencies. It's like, no, they're calling you terrorists and just wiping you off of Twitter as you're trusting them. But in general, it's starting to get weird because I'm literally just saying there's workers that are they're telling me, Anomaly, I live in South Dakota. I live in Texas, not just California, in red states. They're saying, I am forced to wear this for 12 hours a day. If I don't wear it, I lose my job. If I don't have a job, there's not that many jobs where I'm at. And if I don't have this job, I can't feed my family. So I'm being held captive with a mask mandate in order to feed my family. And I say that, and people say, Anomaly, don't talk about that. Anomaly, no, you don't understand. You don't read the Q posts. You don't read the message board posts, or you don't understand. No, you don't have your eyes open. You don't understand because this is all really happening. Operation Warp Speed is real. It's not a super secret military operation to wipe your poopy butt when you go to bed at night. It's like, oh, Trump's going to wipe my butt for me. I'm just going to poop my pants and it's like a diaper for me. It's like, no, it's really what it is. It's giving Big Pharma tens of billions of dollars so they can warp speed a vaccine and get it out to the public. That's what it is. That's what it's always been. I said it since April. You've been lying since April. So is it my fault you lied to the American people, that you brainwashed patriots into thinking it was something it's not? No, it's not my fault. And I'm not backing down. I'm not getting bullied by these people because they're like zombies. They're like, well, Anomaly, I mean, when you stand up for the farmers that can't breathe, that hurts my feelings because I'm supposed to believe that it's really super secretly good that communists came to America. I love just seeing the military wearing muzzles. Anomaly, I'm the smartest boy because I read the message board that tells me to ignore reality and just assume that masking muzzles on the military is a really good idea, and leaving my people captive in all 50 states, it makes me so much better than you because I'm so smart because I know the plan. You're brainwashed. Real man talk, folks. This is what a real man sounds like. Not, I was just in the plan, so I just ignore everybody who loves me and who voted for me. Real man talk. I'm here to free the people of South Dakota. I'm here to free the people of Texas. I'm here to free the people of California. I'm here for the mothers and fathers crying because they lost their business. The hundreds of thousands of restaurants that went out of business. The millions of businesses. Real man talk. Not you saying you're fighting human trafficking while you sacrifice your fellow patriots on a human altar because you're so brainwashed by a message board. Real man talk. Wake up, folks. Not, oh, well, I think it's okay to make a bunch of hundreds of thousands of businesses go out of business. It's okay because I follow QAnon. You're brainwashed. You're losing it. This is real man talk. This is real energy. I don't need to take Alex Jones supplement pills to feel this way. I didn't even drink a coffee. This is pure, raw emotion. Passion. Free America, 100% capacity. Stop brainwashing patriots into believing Operation Warp Speed is what it isn't. Stop brainwashing patriots to think, oh, well, I read an anomaly. I read a message board and QAnon told me the days of darkness are coming. Oh, wow. So when the lockdowns came, millions of you thought it was a good thing. Oh, wow. That makes you so good. Wow. You thought the darkness days were coming because you read a message board who convinces truth with or combines truth with lies. And now you think the lockdowns are, oh, well, Emily, the days of darkness are going to save us. You're waiting for 15 days of darkness or 30 days of darkness. You know what that is? You know who else is plotting that? Klaus Schwab at the World Economic Forum, the same guy who had Event 201 planned with Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Whoa, what do you know? You believe the same thing they believe and don't even know it. Whoa. If the blackout goes, smart patriots will be like, okay, we're being attacked. Our power grid's being attacked. QAnoners will be like, oh, power grid's going off. Yay. This is so good. I have no heat. I have no power. Yay. Now millions of businesses are dead and I'm yelling at Anomaly for trying to fight for them. I'm the real patriot just sitting here cheering on blackouts and lockdowns. I mean, anybody who tries to literally factually acknowledge the fact that there's mask mandates in all 50 states. And I mean, anybody who tries to actually fight for small businesses as they're losing everything, that who paid them to do that? No one paid me to be a real patriot. Who brainwashed you? I know who brainwashed you. That's why I'm calling them out. Debate me. Let's go. What do they have to say with anything I just said? Nothing. That's raw facts, folks. You don't sacrifice your own patriots I didn't even have coffee today. Someone said too much coffee. No coffee. Not yet. This is just real passion. This is called I'm saving America. This is called I stand up for my people. This is called I don't close my eyes and stare at a screen when millions of people are losing everything. I go out in the streets and demand that not Democrats, of course they're going to sell us out, the Republican, the do-nothing Republican mayors, the do-nothing Republican governors, the do-nothing Republican influencers who just grift and brainwash everybody like, I've never been popular before. Maybe if I just tell people to wait for Durham, I'll get more followers. Cool. Yeah, you got a lot of followers, and your legacy is you mixed half truths with half lies and brainwashed people into celebrating lockdowns and ignoring their fellow patriots who are losing businesses and stuck captive in masks. Yeah, that's going to be your legacy. Mine, everything I've reported over the last year holds up, and it always will because it's not wrong. And you know what else they're not doing? And I've been telling people, the vaccines that are coming out, the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines, they're mRNA vaccines. So when I make a video questioning Trump on it, I'm getting messages saying, Anomaly, I had no idea that was an mRNA vaccine. I'm going to look into it. You know, and I'm not lying about what an mRNA vaccine is. I'm just saying, like, that's what it is. No one knows because Trump's never told anybody. He goes up there and announces it. He never said it was an mRNA vaccine. He said it was a vaccine as if it's a normal vaccine. It's not. It's more like synthetic mRNA. It's really injecting that. It's not anything like a normal vaccine, but no one's talking about it. The media's not talking about it. I don't know that I've ever heard Fox News talk about it. Trump's not talking. So people don't know there's going to be millions of patriots that are going to be forced to take this in certain areas or pressured to take it or lose their jobs. And guess who's not taking it? Trump and Pfizer. They're going to wait. They're going to wait for you guys. How nice of them. So it's not about just blind loyalty. I like Trump. I like this country, but I like this country more than I like Trump. I like the Constitution more than I like Trump. I like my freedom. I don't want to be treated like a slave more than I like Trump. I like my morals more than I like just worshiping, a message board. Like, this is all real. Welcome to real world. So this is my, people say, Anomaly, what's your problem? My problem is you think it's cool or fashionable or trendy or helpful to ignore millions of families, small businesses, mom and pop shops, local restaurants, and farmers and workers and all sorts of people, not so much truckers because they drive by themselves, but people in all 50 states who are being forced to wear a mask. Why? Because nobody demands the end to it. Because the Republican Party, excuse my language, are a bunch of pussies. I said it. Pussies. That's what you guys are. Total pussies. Who respects you? No. And they're like, anomaly, but Trump retweeted us. Duh. Why wouldn't somebody like you that you nonstop love? Of course he'd retweeted you. Why wouldn't he? You're his biggest fan. I bet you Bill Barr loved you too. You guys hate Bill Barr now. You loved Bill Barr last year. I'm sure he sits in his office and say, this is great. I got a bigger following than the Backstreet Boys because somebody made up a fake theory on a message board about me. He's like, yeah, I love you too. I mean, you made me bigger than like a K-pop group and I haven't even done anything. Of course, yeah, Bill Barr is a big fan of you guys too. So that's my problem. It's like, I've heard all this stupid shit for 3 years now. Human trafficking is real. Child trafficking is real. We agree on a lot of stuff about what's going on a big scale. But the difference is when we agree on everything, I'm looking at what's really going on this year and saying, listen, we're losing our freedom because tens of millions of patriots have been brainwashed into thinking that's acceptable. Imagine if I could convince somebody, guys, this is 5 years ago. Okay, you're going to lose everything. You're going to lose your right to beaches, churches. They're going to shut down all 50 states. They're going to do this Operation Warp Speed. All of these people that are brainwashed right now would have been like, I don't agree with that. I would fight the second it came to America, or 15 days to slow the spread. I would fight right after that. Everybody. But if you could tell people, here's what you believe, right? And they're like, yeah, that's all true. It's true. Human trafficking, Trump and everything. And they're like, yeah, that's true. It's like, so wait. So lockdown, so secret military operation, sting operation. And everyone's like, oh, now I'll sit and wait because the things that I thought I disagreed with, now I secretly agree with. I agree with everything I thought I didn't disagree with because disinfo is necessary. I know what I believe, but I don't know what to believe. I believe Trump. I'll believe anything Trump says ever, except for the fact that when he says something I don't want to believe, then I don't believe him. Don't you get it? I mean, we believe Trump. We worship Trump unless he tweets something that I don't agree with. And then instead of disagreeing with it, I say, oh, disinfo is necessary because what Trump is doing is whatever I want it to do. It's like a game where I just take the good things, ignore the bad things. When something good happens, I take full credit for it and say, see, look, we did it. We did it. Not Tom Fitton, not James O'Keefe, we did it. Or not Julian Assange, it's us, we did it. And then when it doesn't happen, you say, oh, anomaly, just sit and wait for it. I mean, just ignore the fact that all your patriots are losing everything because we have the super secret plan. So we'll take credit for everything and then we'll not take credit for the bad things. Isn't it great? Yeah, it's really great for people that don't know what they're doing. You brainwash patriots into doing nothing when their country got conquered because they think that someone else is going to do it for them. So if it inspires you to do something, I met a lady yesterday that it inspired her to be out in the streets and inspired her to take it to the mayor's office. That's fantastic. If it inspires you to bother me because I'm a real man actually fighting for my country, for my county, for my city, for my state, and for the military members and people across all 50 states who have a forced muzzle because nobody's even looking out for them. And there's not a single Republican leader that's calling for a full end to this communist takeover. Then if that's what it inspires you to do, bother me, then pardon my French, fuck off. Because I'm not stopping. I'm not bowing. I'm not kneeling. I'm not getting bullied. I could care less. I'm tired of you guys. You guys are like little crabs on my legs. It's like, Anomaly, I know you're doing this. This was them in March. I know you're doing the real reporting about what's going on in Anomaly, but I believe the YouTube video where they told me that the super secret plan in Italy was to arrest people. It's like, you guys don't care. Like when my reporting stands the test of time, because I everything I do, I show you why I believe it. Here's what's going on. Here's why I believe it. Here's the evidence. Here's what it is. You guys will believe anything with no evidence. You're the easiest people to fool. I could easily make a Twitter account and be like, guys, here's the truth. Here's the truth. Here's the truth. Yeah. So this is happening over here. And you'd be like, oh, you believe anything. You're so easy to fool because you don't need any evidence. People are like, and not only did you hear about the super secret ship in Guantanamo Bay? And I'm like, well, why do you believe that? I'm down to here. And they're like, well, check out the zoomed picture. It's a zoomed picture of a food bag. I'm like, okay. And what does that mean? They're like, well, think food, human trafficking, traffic, car. I mean, and it's like, guys, you're so bad at being a truther. You'll believe anything. You're so easy to fool. And I'm trying to help people not be so easy to fool because they've taken millions of patriots who know what's going on. They know about what's real. They know about the evil. They've taken a lot of Christians and replaced the Bible with a false prophet. And the Bible doesn't like false prophets. They say, are you a Christian? Yes, I believe in Christ. I believe in the Lord. I believe in the Bible. The Bible has the best conspiracy in it. If you want to know about the one world Bible, one world government conspiracy, it didn't start with Alex Jones. It didn't start with Bill Cooper. It didn't even start with David Icke. It's been in the Bible for God knows how many years. So you take that and then dangle it over people's heads like, you like this, right? So trust Bill Barr. So trust Sessions. So trust that. So Operation Warp Speed is a super military plan, and anybody who disagrees with us is working for a foreign government. It's like, no, this is a real patriot talking. This is somebody who is not going to sacrifice my citizens, and you are. When I'll say something so basic sometimes, I'll be like, listen, across all 50 states, there's a mask mandate. Not everywhere, but certain workers are being held captive. I know that because I talk to people even in Texas and South Dakota. And I say, where's the Republican leader actually trying to free this country? And you say, and Emily, if you followed Q like I did, you would not be panicking right now. So you follow somebody who tells you to be okay with the military wearing a muzzle, and you don't even know who it is? You think it's a government agent? So you're admittingly following a government agent? Oh, no, you don't understand. It's a secret government agent. That's even more reason not to listen to it. I wouldn't listen to Steve Bannon. I wouldn't listen to Jared Kushner. I wouldn't listen to, Pompeo. It's like, they'll do their job. I'm doing mine. I was like, that makes total sense. It's a government agent. Oh, okay. Oh yeah. Now I'm going to worship it like it's Jesus Christ. Now I'm going to worship Jesus Christ and use my head so I don't lose it. That's what I'm going to do. And that's what every Christian should do is, if you're a Christian, worship Christ, not a secret fantasy land that tells you that sacrificing millions of businesses is a super plan to arrest somebody that you don't like. Or it's everything and nothing at the same time. It's just, you don't understand. No, I've heard everything, and I'm going to debate about it soon, and I'll be a lot nicer in the debate, trust me. But do you know how many messages I've gotten and how many I call it like a crab, just like a crab on my leg? And Emily, Trump is fighting Bill Gates with Operation Warp Speed. No, he's not. You can literally read the legislation and you could read exactly where the funding's going. It's not fighting him, it's funding him. You don't drain the swamp by funding the swamp. Hillary didn't get locked up, guys. We got locked up. Okay. The swamp didn't get drained. They got funded. And it's very simple. You allow it. It's like if you had and this is the disconnect, or anomaly. So what's wrong with it? It's like, I don't care what you do, but if tens of millions of patriots did what I did, it would be over. If tens of millions of patriots are cheerleaders for it, why would they stop it? You guys might as well be on the enemy side. Like, we're on the same team. No, we're not. If you're cheering on a lockdown, we're not on the same team. If you're cheering on Operation Warp Speed, we're not on the same team. If you're cheering on 50 state mask mandate and getting mad when I talk about it, we're not on the same team. Whose team are you on? It's like, if you held Bill Barr accountable, he might have had to do something. But what were you guys doing? You created a movement that's bigger than the Backstreet Boys to cheer on Bill Barr. Trump doesn't even like Bill Barr. You cheered on Jeff Sessions. Trump doesn't even like Jeff Sessions. But when Trump says he doesn't like Jeff Sessions, you say it's a super secret code because he has a secret place for him. And no, he doesn't. He just doesn't like Jeff Sessions. It's shocking that you like Trump so much, but you don't even believe him when you don't want to believe him. I actually believe Trump when he talks. I believe the guy. He says something, I believe it. He says Operation Warp Speed is funding vaccines. He's right. That's exactly what it is. He says he doesn't like Sessions. Oh, but we know more than Trump now. If you worship Trump, why don't you believe what he says? He says he doesn't like Sessions because he doesn't like Sessions. He says he doesn't like Barr because Barr didn't get the job done that you told everybody was going to get done. So you just hop from fake false prophet to false prophet to false prophet to false prophet to false prophet. And eventually, you get something right. It's like, whoa, you got one right. I said in 2019 that medical tyranny was coming. Did I predict the lockdown? I didn't even think it was going to get this bad this quick, but you can just, if you're not a total idiot, you can kind of see stuff in the future, like not on a full profit scale, but David Icke talked about stuff for 20 years. Bill Cooper talked about this 30, 40 years ago. Do I give him every credit and bow on my knees? He's a great, smart guy who just read the documents of what they're doing. And that's what I'm doing. Reading someone said next topic. No, you could, if you want a next topic, click the next button, go to somebody else's YouTube. Sorry, bro. That's what smart people do. They read the legislation. So why do I know what Operation Warp Speed is? Because I read it, because I'm looking at it. Why do you not know what it is? Because you're not reading it. So the legends before us, like Bill Cooper, they knew that the Constitution was being overtaken. They knew that the country was going to succumb to medical tyranny and FEMA type stuff because they saw the legislation. You guys put up a big blind spot and don't even see these things. So I'm excited for my debate because I'm not losing it because everything I was saying is factual. So if you guys want to talk about blood libel, I know a lot of people in the Q stuff, they want to talk about the blood stuff. They say they're doing stuff with the blood. Do you know who passed an executive order saying that talking about blood libel can be labeled anti-Semitic as anti-Semitic hate speech? Let me think. Oh, Donald Trump did. Oh, so the guy that you think is, fighting for free speech is actually passing legislation to stop you from saying what you want to say. So our country is being sold out in a bipartisan fashion. I'm not blaming everything on Trump. I get it's difficult. Kushner on one side, Dershowitz on the other side, free speech, gone, further gone. Nothing done about big tech. Pharma funding instead of working on a vaccine safety council. I get it. It's tricky. It's tough. He's in the lion's den. That's why people say, Anomaly, why'd you like Trump? I always gave him credit. I'm not going to give a message board credit who's deceiving people. If Trump wins this election, Trump deserves all the credit, not somebody who misled people for 3 years and got a few predictions right. Trump deserves the credit. And anybody in that community of actual people who is fighting with Trump legally or, on a legal level, that's who deserves the credit. But in general, I give him the pass because, it's a difficult situation to be in. But when he does something we disagree with, this is why we lose. Everybody loves Reagan, but Reagan hired Fauci. Reagan did the vaccine liability thing that ended up making the government responsible as opposed to vaccine companies, some sort of indemnification law where the government basically merged with the vaccine companies. That was Ronald Reagan. Imagine being a conservative trying to tell conservatives back then that Ronald Reagan was doing that. They would not want to hear it. They'd say the same thing. Trust the plan. Trust the plan. Ronald Reagan is a Batman. It's like he was a good president in some ways, and in other ways, I think he dropped the ball a little bit. So if people would have actually stood up against it, maybe we wouldn't be where we are right now. So in general, that's all I'm saying is like, if this is why I care. I don't care if you guys are researching human trafficking, fantastic, keep going. But here's my only request. Be accurate, because when you're not accurate, it diminishes the whole movement. So, for example, when you call everybody racist, it doesn't matter anymore. Are there racists? Yes. Is everybody a racist? No. Is gardening racist? No. So if you say gardening's racist, you're an idiot. You're not, I'm solving racism by saying a gardening tool is racist. It's like you're helping racism by just calling everything racist. So with the human trafficking stuff, it's the same thing. Some stuff is spot on accurate. I agree with a lot of people. I'm like, they're pretty good. But then they get super sloppy with it. So it's like you're actually helping human traffickers if you're not pinpoint accurate with your reporting. That's all I've asked for this whole time. And it's a whole movement that no one has to be pinpoint, because there's nothing to be pinpoint about. If they say it, they say it. If they don't say it, they don't say it. If he did it, he did it. If they don't do it, they don't do it. Trust government agents, but don't trust them when Trump doesn't trust them unless he says it. Let's just assume he doesn't say it. Why would you be accurate when the whole movement's based on not being accurate? So if you really want to fight these people, you have to be accurate. And if you really want to stand up for your country, you have to stand in the ground. I said this stuff in April, and I said it to family members and people, and I was kind of pumped then too, where I was trying not to be mean, but I'm being locked inside like a slave by both parties. And I'm like, this is never going to end. This is not going to end in a month or two. Like everyone's like, oh, it'll end in summer. And I'm looking at all the stuff they're doing. I'm like, they're not, I'm listening to what they're saying. They're not ending this. This is a bigger plan than even just the election. Do you know how many, and people can attest to this, how many people on my live stream said, Anomaly, this all ends after Trump wins the election. This is all going to be over. No, this is even bigger than the Trump election. Is it part of it? For sure. But are they going to, is it all? That's what people think when their whole life is only Trump. This is bigger than Trump. This is financial. This is spiritual. This is mental. This is medical. This is digital. This is the restructuring of the entire planet. Yes, Trump is a huge part of it, because if he is fighting it, then yeah, it is a part of it. But like everyone just lives in Trump world. So they're like, oh, when the election's over, this is going to be over. No. Well, if Trump wins the election, it'll be over. No. If the Biden, no. We have to either we end it or we don't. So if you're cheering on mask mandates, you're not helping. If you're cheering on tyranny, you're not helping. If you're cheering on the fact that all 50 states are still being held captive, some more than others, you're not helping. If you're cheering on the bipartisan medical tyranny that has gone on and will continue because no one got held accountable, they just got more money, you're not helping. The only way to help is to stand in the ground and tell Trump, Republicans, Perdue, Loeffler, Abbott, Cruz, All of them. No more. But when half of the Trump base or more than half of the Trump base cheers on everything that happens because they can't possibly fathom that everything's not going to go all their way all the time without their own help and intuition, then you're doing nothing. You're helping it happen. It's like if you would have been, and this is, I have to go in a second, but there was a movement called America First. We agree on some things, we disagree on other things, but to their credit, they did it last year before this. They said the GOP were standing and we're not moving. And everyone's like, oh my God, they're racist, they're anti-Semitic. No, they're patriots who are pissed because they realize that the GOP is just declining. So that's a smart thing to do. Stand in the sand and say, no more. We're not doing it anymore. That's the only way you win. But they got ran out of town. Or they tried to run them out of town by Shapiro and Kirk and all these little sneaky Republicans like, no, they're racist and anti-Semitic. We'll lead the way. We'll lead the way. No, you're not. You guys are just flops. You talk a big game, but then when socialism sucks, and then it comes, you do nothing. Ben Shapiro, take the vaccine, you dummy. You take it, bro. You could have one in this arm, and then if you want to take mine too, knock yourself out, bro. But I wouldn't suggest to, one per person. But in general, how are these people going to help me? So this stuff came in March and April and May and June, July, August. And I've heard the same story on loop, folks, every time. People trying to drag me down, stop me from saying it. No, anomaly. Barr's going to save us. Durham's going to save us. Operation Warp Speed's going to save us. Trump's going to win the election and then it's going to happen. Oh, wait, he didn't win. Oh, he planned to do this with the super secret watermark ballots. Oh, no. Oh, it's like either way, I don't care. If Trump wins, someone said Barr resigns. Yeah, trust him right out the door. He resigned. Yeah, trust Barr to resign and do nothing. Nothing. So that's what Barr did. You told people to trust him for a year and he did nothing. This is the same story on loop. You guys get like 80% of what you're talking about right. And then with the last 20%, it's a call to action to not only do nothing, but get mad at people like me. If you don't want to critique Trump at all, that's fine. If you don't want to call out that Trump, that's fine. But stay out of my way when I do it, because I'm standing up for the millions upon tens of millions upon hundreds of millions of American citizens who got nothing from the Republican Party this year besides communism, a mask mandate, being terrorized on an airplane, the complete removal of a lot of vacation companies like cruises that everybody here knows that I love. That's what we got this year. And it's not acceptable. Not acceptable with Trump, not acceptable with Biden, not acceptable with Ted Cruz, not acceptable with Governor Abbott. And they have no incentive to ever stop because people think they're helpful by creating a movement that sheep herds a bunch of patriotic patriots into thinking the right thing to do is not standing up to your own party and literally just saying, we're gonna celebrate what's happening. Yay, businesses are being lost, Durham's being lost, and the Barr report is coming soon. You're not helping. And then they say, we're on the same team. If we're on the same team, I'm in the locker room, 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, saying, hey guys, we're down a few points. It's not over. Let's fight. Let's win. Let's work. And you're saying, guys, let's go out and do snow angels. Let's do snow angels on the basketball court because we already won the game. We could dance and dance like Richard Simmons and do snow angels. So if we're on the same team, I'm trying to win. You're trying to lose. So figure out if we're on the same team, because 2021, 100% end to lockdowns, 100% end to mask mandates, 100% end to medical tyranny. If you want it, that's fine. But leave me the F alone, and I'm not being left alone. And I'll tell you what, they have no plan to leave me alone on airlines, cruises. They're not stopping this shit. So 2021, 100% end to this tyranny. And if you want to be, do snow angels for Bill Barr, I will dance with Trump, then you're not on my team, okay? You got it? You get it? We're not on the same team in 2021, so you figure it out. Are you against tyranny? Are you for the Constitution? Are you trying to save people in all 50 states? Do you want this country to open up, or do you want to just dance around and get retweets from a bunch of fake patriots who take selfies with camo pants on Instagram and then don't do shit when the country turns to communism? Figure it out, because if you want to be on my team, we'll join paths. If Trump and you and me were all on the same team, we'll be on the path and be like, whoa, what do you know? We're exactly the same. Let's do it. But if you try to stop me from ending the lockdowns, if you try to stop me from calling out the Republican Party, if you try to stop me from doing the real reporting that, first of all, blows all of your phony reporting out of the water. I mean, try to take my work in 2020, and I'm not bragging, I'm just being honest. Take my work in 2020, the best of Anomaly, the 100 videos that I did, and put it up against 100 of anybody else's video. I doubt even Tucker Carlson can compete, but he could. Obviously, he does good reporting too. But I have a lot of stuff that nobody reported on. So don't stop me from doing my job. Don't stop me from telling the American people to wake up. Don't stop me from pressuring our party, because the Democrats do it and the Republicans do nothing. Locally, federally, nothing. They do nothing. And all you guys do is make up theories about how they're secretly wiping your butt, because you would love to do that because you take a crap and you're afraid to wipe your own butt. Wipe your own asses, guys, and then we can be on the same team. If you're going to sheep herd tens of millions of people into thinking it's always all getting done for them all the time, but you're not talking about Jesus Christ or God of some form in your own religion, I'll respect that even though it's not mine, then we're not on the same team. If you want to worship God and understand what's in the Bible or the Quran or whatever religion you are, I respect that. I have religious freedom, respect, and all that. But if you're going to worship a message board and try to sheep herd conservatives into thinking it's biblical, no, we're not on the same team anymore. So God bless you guys. God bless your family. God bless America. God bless the world. That's what it is. Very simple. No more excuses. And the logic is very simple. If you never actually hold these people accountable, they're not going to do anything. Okay. When Black Lives Matter does crazy stuff in certain cities, they get stuff done. I'm not saying to do what they do, but they demand it and then they get it. They demand it, then they get it. What does the GOP do? You guys demand nothing. You make up lies. You're not a truther. You're a liar. Ready? Truther, me, telling the truth. Liar, you, lying. You're not a truther. You're a liar. You demand nothing. You demand nothing from Barr. You demand nothing from Durham. You demand nothing from Trump. You demand nothing for the Republican Party. You're a PR team for the corrupt Republican Party, the now socialist communist Republican Party. You're a PR team for them. You're writing theories and excuses for why they're not doing what they're doing. Fuck that shit. Actually get them to do it. Real boy talk, real man talk, folks. This is real passion. This is real Americana. This is not little, maybe Barr will do it for me. No, you guys have lied enough, okay? If you want to join me on the path to freedom and victory, that's fine. If you want to stand in my way, good luck. God bless you guys. God bless your family. God bless America. And God bless the world. 100% open. We need a Republican Party that fights for our freedom on every level. And they've done nothing this year. And you guys, instead of making them do something and holding them accountable for doing something, you're celebrating as if you're watching a Backstreet Boys concert and you're a 12-year-old girl celebrating Durham, Barr, and freaking Jeff Sessions. It's pathetic. All right. Thank you, guys. Hopefully that got, the message across. And good luck trying to debate that. Have a good one, guys.